Hello everyone and welcome back to Astronomy Arcade. My name's Victoria, but you can call me Vicky. But today, Kai is back. You can call me Kai because we're back to D&D in space. We've been doing D&D in space, but back to the OG crew in D&D in space. Back to the Dawnbreaker and the Dawn's Horizon team, and we're starting mission number 5. Woo!
Woo.
And I'm going to pass it over to Game Master Grant to get you caught up on what we do here.
Well, welcome everybody to mission number 5, entitled, because I always title these and I just never share them, The Trial of Light.
Christine.
The last one went so well, so I'm excited for this trial.
Last mission was conveniently called The Trial of Darkness, and all sorts of bad and terribly traumatizing things happened, including lots of death, lots of people getting hurt, someone smacking Wonder, which made Leaf very upset, and Artie finally getting to do a Class A on something, among many, many other things. All of you have met a group of aliens who call themselves the Trakens. They are delightful. They are wonderful, for the most part. One of them really doesn't like you guys for some reason. One of you specifically.
That's me.
However, the vast majority of the ones you spoke to were welcoming and invited you to visit them on their world. And seeing as they offered to give you help and offered to potentially provide you with additional information that might help you with whatever situation you guys have found yourselves in, you chose, I believe, unless everyone changed their mind, you chose to go to the planet Anopsis 4. Now, it's a bit of a journey. You still have about a week to go. And I'm going to say it's been maybe a day or two since our delightful beach episode where you guys discovered the power of and may have and pool noodles and discovered that your ship is the home of a one-man cleaning union, and
Is best.
Justice.
yeah, and you're just cruising along in a ship that has actually been upgraded. In fact, this ship,
It has? Oh, that's right.
yes, this ship would have taken over 2 weeks for you to reach your destination. However, Knight Amryn, who was geeking out over your ship's technology the entire time you knew her on that planet, which was only a couple of days, because she felt bad, she made your engines better. So you are now twice as fast as you used to be.
Hell yeah.
So before we go too much farther, let's have everybody go around, introduce yourselves, your characters, and tell us what's new about your character, because you also got to level up to level 9. You earned it by not all dying.
I mean,
Only one of us.
did I earn it? I don't know.
You didn't permanently die, it's
I
fine.
feel like you should knock me down.
No,
a
it's not that
couple
we all
levels.
didn't die. We just didn't all die.
Exactly. We didn't have a team party kill, and
Not
so
yet.
we can live another day. The music's getting really intense and it's about to end, and I feel like I should just wait until it's done. Team Dawn's Horizon, woohoo, yay! I'm just gonna casually fade it out. Anyway, okay. My name is, as I said in the intro, Kypris, and I am our team's pilot. I am an heirloom human, which means that I am just the classic brand of human, nothing special. And as we mentioned, I died, but I'm still here. Wow, amazing. I'm not a zombie, we think. And as far as what have I learned? What have we all learned here? For the level up, besides the like regular stuff of, I didn't finish doing this. It's fine. Besides the regular stuff of like a couple things, you get extra points in. I have a new feat called Blind Fight, which means that I can fight good when I try to hit things that I can't see. And apparently that also applies to the starship, so that's helpful.
Sweet.
Yeah. But I think that's about it. I'm taking a couple more points in a couple different things. I'm gonna be better at what was it that I was gonna do? Survival. I'm gonna be a little better at survival. I hope. That's the intent. Although I suppose if the dice gods want blood, the dice gods want blood. But that's Kai. I will pass it off to Amanda to introduce.
Drinking water.
Sorry.
No, it's good. That was very in character. Anyway, so I play Erebos and I go by Aerie. I'm a Sonic Warrior Elf. Let's see, what can I do now? I took a power called Dimension Swap that I felt would come in handy. And I can switch places with any ally. And I also took the feat Body Feel, so I can add 2 power points by choosing to take 4 points of HP damage if I so choose. I don't know. It seemed like it might come in handy in a dire situation, so this is my best friend.
All right. I am Mac. I will be playing Brick, the tank of the group. Speaking of, I have officially broken 100 HP.
Which I didn't think was a thing that was possible.
102, baby.
Nice.
So that along with a little anti-psionic feat that I don't know if I want to reveal just yet to the rest of the party.
I'll keep it a secret. It's gonna be so good.
I hit harder, I drive better, yeah.
Kyle wasn't here when you picked that feat either, so he doesn't know.
I know.
Oh, that's
I
gonna be
mean,
fun.
there's only one significant.
No, shush,
Yeah,
shush, shush.
fair
No,
enough,
no,
actually,
shush.
yeah.
Shush. Don't.
I read the whole manual, man.
Leave.
Oh, is it me?
Yes.
Yes.
Or are you still? Hi. I'm Leaf. You can call me Leaf. Oh, the player dude is Kyle, but I'm Leaf, and not Atlas. Although Grant's definitely gonna mess that up. We're speaking this into the world.
I'm so sorry, Grant.
You're welcome. I have also not finished leveling up, so I don't know which feat I'm going to curse Grant with me having. Yeah, we're looking at either being immensely harder hitting, or something roleplay. So if chat wants to weigh in on that.
Funny you say roleplay.
As soon as I find my list of all of the ones I was looking at, y'all get to hear about it.
It's all right. Take your time. We got time.
Yeah.
I don't think
right.
we're gonna get
Who is
thrown into
Leaf?
combat immediately.
You say it now.
Second elf of the party, your psionic adept, hacker, and handler to what is rapidly, that's the word I'm looking for, rapidly becoming a menagerie.
Unfortunately.
In spite of Kai's best efforts.
Yeah. To my
Yep.
ever-growing chagrin. Although
And
wonders
it
grown
turns
on me.
out, true. And it turns out also that Satsi seems to be taking after Leaf a little bit as well, getting her own pets. And I, of course, am your GM. I will be literally everybody else. And with all of that taken care of, let us begin. So we begin our mission in the middle of what is night on board the ship. Everybody's turned in. Maybe someone or something is running watch on the ship as it continues to hurtle through space. And we start with a slight tone playing in one of your rooms. And I don't know how absolutely exhausted Kai may or may not be, but this is your room. And you hear
Died today.
you hear just a tone play a few times. And it might not necessarily wake you immediately, but then a hologram shimmers to life in the middle of your room. And I'm going to assume this probably wakes you up. What's your initial response?
To a hologram popping up in my bedroom while I'm like half asleep, I think I just kind of startle awake and like, because I think the Hat Man's here and fall out of my bed.
Oh God, no!
Have we mentioned
actually,
the Hat
for a-
Man on stream before?
I don't think so.
I feel like that came in during the beach episode.
I think you might have mentioned something about that. Anyway,
But I
actually,
am
for a,
panicked. You know, like the kind of...
as your eyes begin to focus, I think that panic becomes dread because for a few seconds, you swear you see the image of your father.
Sick. Okay. That panic was like a jokey kind of, oh, someone's in my room, and then I see my dad, and I like, just freeze. I just freeze. As my eyes try to adjust, I'm assuming, to the darkness of the room.
Kypris. Captain Maliana. And a moment later, as your eyes adjust, you realize it's Admiral Thomas Wadsworth Kane.
Jesus, Wadsworth, you just gave me a freaking heart attack. And I kind of like get up and like brush myself off a little bit and like then remember that I'm wearing like pajamas and I'm like, why are you calling me right now?
My sincere apologies. I felt you deserved an apology for my departure from a previous meeting.
Oh.
You are a captain of one of the starships under my command. You deserve greater respect than that. And I believe you deserve an explanation.
Okay.
Your description of the events triggered a memory, one that I could not initially place. My primary directive, of course, is the safety of Endurance, and I detected a threat to that primary directive. What I can tell you, this has happened before. Encountering these beings. What exactly it means, I am unsure. But any information you gather will help me better understand how to deploy the resources we have.
Wait, you've fought them before? You've met them before? What?
At least seen them. Records from that time period are scarce.
So you don't remember, but your self?
I believe
your old self
there are further memories. I do not know where they are. I am searching.
How did
But
it...
seeing as you are the ship that appears to encounter this sort of stuff regularly,
Well, no.
you will be my first contact.
Thank you. I would appreciate that. Considering, again, I don't know how we keep ending up in fun situations like this, but we do. Do you know how do you know how it went as far as the first time you saw these dudes?
I have suspicions. I know that first contact was not exactly pleasant.
Yeah, neither was ours. That tracks, I would say.
Just... you are on the bleeding edge of this. Very much walking into the unknown. Take care of yourselves. And please, do not give your medical officer another reason to write a scientific treatise on why death is not permanent.
I will do my best, but he's a very ambitious boy.
Are you
And-
doing okay, Captain?
What?
You do not become an admiral or be given the ability to be the command AI of an entire colony ship without being able to do a few things. What is your state?
I mean, we checked, I'm not a zombie, so that's good.
Good.
I'm like, it's, you know, and she does like a little like, it's still going, and I'm still breathing, and my team is okay, so we're okay.
When you have a moment, and when you feel comfortable doing so, send me a report on your experience. I am, shall we say, curious.
Which
Anyway,
part? Like, obviously the bad, scary shadow things, but you want the?
all of it.
Okay,
Every bit of it.
okay. It might
I've
take
taken
a
up
long.
enough of your-
It might take a little bit longer to write up.
Take your time. As it stands, I have taken up enough of your evening. Again, my sincere apologies for the disturbance.
It's okay.
If you need anything, the Endurance is only a quantum comms away.
Keep me in the loop more. I would appreciate that. Yeah.
You have my word.
Thank you.
Sure.
She does a little salute.
The Admiral nods, and the hologram disappears. So, the next morning,
Dang.
Kai's maybe a little bleary-eyed as everyone is meeting up on board the rest of the ship, and yeah, it's a normal day on board Dawnbreaker as you're traveling across the stars. What does a normal day look like for this crazy band of misfits that is on board this ship?
I feel like we fit together unreasonably well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's why you guys got put on the same ship. Anyway,
And I thought it was because we were the Expendables.
We were. That's how we started.
no, it's fine. I got it.
What does
I
a
have a
normal
question.
day look like on Dawnbreaker? Yes.
How much time exactly has passed since like the last episode we did and now? Like,
a couple of days.
okay, cool.
You guys are well on your way.
Harry, get up.
I'm like sleeping.
Wake
I'm
up.
asleep.
Oh, we got training. Come on. Pull you out of bed. Come on.
I'm still in like my pajamas as he drags me out into the
I just
Going.
kind of, I'm just sitting at the bar drinking some coffee, still like in like shitty clothes, and just watch you getting dragged, and I'm just like, just kind of give a
I'm
little
just
nod.
I want some coffee. I need some of that.
I'm gonna say Satsi and Zen have kind of taken over the galley and are actually trying to make breakfast. Zen seems to be teaching her how human food works, instead of the like little desiccated ration packs that she seems to have been having this entire time.
Oh,
no.
honey, no.
Oh, that's not good. It's not good for your intestines, man.
What's
yeah.
Leaf doing?
Yeah, what's Leaf doing?
Meditating. And could you all please keep it down a little?
I didn't say anything, and I just continue sipping my coffee. And actually, with my coffee, I have a little, it's over there, but I have a little journal, and I am writing down and then crossing out and then writing down again. This attempt at what is going to be a report for Watt, because I'm like, this is gonna be kind of hard one. What's death like? Let's explain.
I have a question as Amanda. Is Kai talking about what happened with Ari too? Or is she omitting that?
Um,
Or you can do whatever you want. Whatever you feel is good. I'm just curious.
Well, I do want to tell you guys about it, but I think I would do that at like a regular meeting thing that we would have, because I imagine we do some sort of like daily meeting thing if it's over breakfast or whatever, but like at some point that will
Cool.
happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does Leaf sleep?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Well,
Well, I know 'cause, like,
every
don't-
morning to gain psionic focus.
Okay. But I thought, I checked because I think in D&D, like, classic, elves can,
Elves don't have to sleep as much.
yeah, they, like, meditate instead or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if we've implemented that.
Weird face stuff. I don't know.
That weird magic shit.
I think Leaf still needs sleep, although he probably doesn't need quite as much of it.
I can tell you one person who doesn't sleep.
Ah, Erebos, welcome to the land of the waking. Can I interest you in some tea?
Don't do it,
Coffee?
I promise no broth this time. I added in soup.
To the coffee?
Oh, Adi, what's the difference?
It is soup with leeks in it. Sorry, leaf, not those leeks.
We'll take some, Artie. Thank you. I just need some caffeine.
Oh, there is a 300,000% maximum dose of caffeine available in this tea. Here.
Perfect.
No,
Perfect.
don't.
Just
I
I
just,
don't even
I
know what that
slap it
means.
out of your hand before you can.
Guys.
No.
Oh.
That would kill Artie. That kills a person like 10 times over. No.
Oh,
Oh. Reducing to 300%. Excellent.
Well,
Triple shot? Yeah, sure.
we're going with maybe go for max of like 100 milligrams of caffeine.
Calculating. I will return with 100 milligrams, plus or minus 10.
Thank you.
That's
Artie.
Artie disappears into the med bay. And you hear the sound of, you're not sure if it's a water kettle boiling or milk steaming. Something's happening in there.
Did he get a espresso machine?
I'm afraid to
Uh,
look. I don't know.
I'm kind of interested.
I'm pretty sure in Artie's hands, we would call that a bomb.
I know. That's why I'm. Has anyone been in the med bay lately?
Nope.
I mean,
I don't-
regularly.
Mm-mm.
I
If you-
don't
if you look-
remember seeing a pipe. But,
I'm not gonna check right now. I can't. Maybe later. I'm too tired for this.
you know what? It's probably fine. I mean, how many decades did he operate a lab alone without blowing it up? I'm
What?
sure
I
it's
mean-
fine.
That thing was kind of busted when we got there. I don't know how much of that was him. Anyway,
Artie returns with 3 cups of tea.
Aw. Thank you, Artie.
So, chemical analysis, please. What's the composition here?
It is 98% water, 2% caffeine.
Just pours it on the ground.
I mean, what?
does it taste terrible?
I drink a brick tries it.
I just
tastes-
want some caffeine, man.
It tastes like metal, but all of a sudden you're feeling ready to go.
Oh no.
Brick just starts vibrating, bro. Oh.
You both died on it.
Artie, I so much appreciate your attempts to make ingestibles. But maybe you should leave that too.
Hey, they are getting considerably less toxic.
I know, but still.
Speaking of which, Brick, make a fortitude save, please.
Oh, okay.
If we can have a barista on board, though, this would be fantastic.
we
Already
can.
have a barista on board.
Yeah, that's me.
What? Oh, right.
Nothing.
Well, I'm a bartender, but you know.
Can you make me some coffee, please? Because I am dying.
16, which is very low for me.
It's enough. You can tell that there's maybe something else going on. It had kind of a strange, bitter aftertaste, but you're fine.
I don't know what's in here. It's weird,
Okay,
man.
buddy. Maybe we'll not finish the rest
Okay.
of that.
Need to find an old Starbucks manual for Artie to follow.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Out
Wait,
here,
Or at
hundreds
least a list of
layers.
LD50s.
Maybe. Okay. Satsi and Zen finish up the breakfast they are making for you. It is delightful. They did not make omelets out of Leaf's new pets. Don't worry, they're still down there.
God damn it. Sorry. I know you love your pets.
And it's. I will say this: Satsi's gotten better. The toast isn't charcoal. It's still very dark.
It's okay.
Rick makes sure to get seconds.
We've had tracking
Chomping
food.
away.
It was edible.
Kyle. Kyle's the only one
Yes.
that's gonna get this joke. I love burnt food. You would love my mother. Not my mother. That's a joke from not. I'm not saying me. It's someone else. One of our friends said that once, and it was very funny. Anyway, but one of our friends eats burnt food all the time, and so I'm sure this is fine for human consumption. So I have some.
Okay, so you guys are.
I think it's undercooked. I'm joking.
Satsi looks a little concerned.
I'm joking.
Oh.
It's
No, no,
fine.
you did great.
And you guys get a couple of bites in until you hear,
What now?
Damn it.
and all of a sudden you start feeling the ship shudder underneath you.
Hey.
As you enter some sort of turbulence.
I have a question. Quick
Hmm?
question. This is me, Vicky Table Talk. I know we don't have like Apple Watches, but like I have to have something that's like I can move around the ship and get an alert on like a device that's like this is what's happening right now. You know, and so I know if I need to run, right? That's got to be a thing.
Yeah. And you do have a comms device that alerts you to, warning, abnormal turbulence detected. Recommend reducing speed immediately.
God damn it. Okay. I'll be right back. And I go a light jog over to the bridge.
Okay.
Rick with a fistful of toast. Rick goes after you just in case.
I'm gonna grab onto an anchor point just in case.
Yeah, actually, as I run out, I'm like, everybody hold on.
All right. As you open the bridge, you have this wonderful just bank of windows that gives you almost 270-degree view from where the pilot seat is.
Love it.
And you're used to seeing stars flying by. It's just darkness outside.
Sick.
Oh,
And as you sit down at the pilot's console and turn on some of your visual scanners, you realize this is a cloud that you are flying through, and the ship's shields kicked on in emergency, but they are being depleted at this speed.
Okay. Now I'm assuming the comms array or the ship would know like when it says decrease speed, are we dropping out of warp?
You can adjust to a lower percentage of your maximum speed.
The
Okay.
heck are we flying through at warp speed? That's not. Wow.
That's why I'm concerned. Because Grant knows how physics works. We run an astronomy channel. Okay, I'm going to drop it to like a quarter of whatever speed we're going, which I guess is full.
Okay.
I'm going to drop down to a quarter. I'm also going to warn everybody before I do that. Because Vicky doesn't really know how physics works. And if that's going to lurch you forward. But just... I don't
There's a
really know.
gentle... There's a gentle roll to the ship as all of you feel it decrease in speed.
Like a subway stopping?
Kind of, yes.
Yeah, okay.
The turbulence reduces, but you definitely feel a bit of a vibration through the deck plating. It's still there, but you're noticing that the ship's hull integrity is keeping up with it.
Okay. Brick, you're in here with me, right?
Yeah.
Britt, can you check the scanners and see if they're registering any of what's happening on the exterior of the ship?
Yeah.
We've got to have an environmental scanner.
I'm assuming Brick knows how to do that. He is trained in pilot, technically.
Sure, go ahead and roll. Technically, this is computer use, but I mean,
Okay.
you can try rolling roll
for
computer use, because that's what it's supposed to be.
You're here with me.
It's only a -1. 18.
Nice.
Ooh!
Okay, Brick remembers seeing someone press a certain number of buttons in the right order, and he remembers exactly how to do it. And a little readout starts popping out of one of the screens. And how well versed is Brick in astronomical phenomena?
You could just read it to me.
Point I forgot. Can Brick read?
I'm pretty sure he can.
You have to be
Okay.
able to read.
It is an 8. It's not a 6 in intelligence. It's an 8.
It says something about
8 is the minimum, I believe.
It says something about dust, gas, really, really cold. There's a lot of it, more than usual.
It's like a space cloud? I don't know. Brick, whoa.
That's you.
Leaf, translate, and he sends it over to Leaf's, like, intercom thing.
Leaf still eating. It's just...
He just gets a pop-up on his, like, Apple Glass thing, whatever that was. That
The-
was announced.
The two
his
with the
brain.
single brain cell are the ones in the bridge right now. Can somebody else help us
Yeah.
out?
Yeah.
Uh,
Brick sends it over to Leaf.
You have
All
one
right,
brain
what
cell.
are we looking at?
In, as far as intelligence goes, I have one as far as wisdom goes. We're both kind of just vibing.
All right, what are we looking at?
I don't know.
You tell us.
Dust cloud. How the heck do you get a dust cloud? Shouldn't we have?
It's a big ass dust cloud. That's why I'm concerned.
That's not normal.
Should we
Looks
slow
like-
down and, like, take a look?
Is there any psionic presence, or can I roll for
Yeah.
that? Or like,
Sure, roll Psycraft.
all right, first roll, baby.
I think
Wow, that was phenomenal. One
What
moment.
does
Was
Leaf
it not?
know about warp drive and whether or not this is like possible?
Roll a knowledge physics check.
It's clearly
I got
possible.
15 psycraft.
Technology or physical sciences?
Physical sciences.
I'd say physical sciences.
That means physics.
And for 15 on Psycraft, you detect yourself, you detect Satsi, you detect Leaf.
Okay.
Don't detect.
You detect Thaddeus for
You're
some
not
reason.
psionic.
I know.
Huh?
I said you
What?
detect Thaddeus for some reason. That's odd. No.
Oh.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Hey!
No.
Why did the ship
Oh.
slow down? What's going on out there?
Don't worry about it, Thaddeus. It's
I
fine.
mean,
We're fine.
you know, looking at something. We're good, man.
16.
16. You know that it's possible that a warp drive can be slowed down by large amounts of cosmic dust. Normally, it's not a problem. That's what that corkscrew spiral is meant to do. It's meant to dissipate those particles as you fly through space so that you don't, create a massive shockwave whenever you arrive somewhere. However, in large enough quantities, say if you were passing through a nebula of some kind, it could cause you some trouble. Especially if it's theoretically particularly dense. Humanity hasn't come across one that dense before.
I'm dropping out of warp drive.
Yeah. This is unusually dense. Let's. Yeah. Do you mind dropping us out of warp drive, and I will switch over the power systems to some of our defensive measures.
Please do. All right, dropping out of warp, and I do the thing. Everybody, hold on.
Okay. The ship lurches this time and drops out of warp. And do you start retracting the warp pylons?
What?
Or do you keep them just kind of ready?
I'm gonna keep them ready. That doesn't take any energy to keep them ready, right? I mean, I
No,
guess it
it
takes
just-
a little, but like not.
It just means they're deployed. It takes a couple of rounds for them to fully extend from the hull.
Yeah, I would like them
Gotcha.
to stay out.
Now, I will say, tactically, the warp pylons are your greatest weakness.
I realize this.
Okay.
We have shields, right?
And they're currently up.
And the warp pylons are covered by the shields, right?
Yes.
Excellent.
Brick has moved to his gunner station as well.
And I switch power from everything except the warp drive and the nuke launcher to everything else.
Okay.
I'm assuming you told me you were going, so I went to my station too.
you would see.
Yeah, I
So
call.
I'll-
Can I get my bridge team on here?
Yep,
Bridge
just getting
team
the power
because
systems online.
I don't want to say, "Can I get everybody?" and then Thaddeus show up because that's me, Vicky, saying that because I want everybody here, but Thaddeus knows he doesn't have a place here in
Last
the
thing we need
control
to do is choke out a panicking guy on the bridge.
room. Exactly.
Well, Brick would
Okay.
love to.
We have sedatives for that.
Well, it's less fun.
We could just give him the closet to clean, and he won't be thinking about anything else.
It's true. Anyway,
Switching to private comms.
Zen walks in and closes the bridge door behind all of you and says, "All right, what's going on here?"
Don't really know yet.
yeah, not quite sure. Yeah, what
I'm
is
kinda-
Can we do another like? I don't know if this is a check of any kind or if it's just going to look exactly the same, but I would like to know if once we've dropped out of warp, if it looks different outside because we're not flying. At
I mean, just by
hyperspeed.
glancing out the window, it looks exactly the same. It's just inky blackness on all sides.
Sick.
We have-
However, there isn't a single sound coming through the hull of the ship. All of that shuddering has stopped now that you're no longer moving.
Can I get a? I don't know who this would. What station this falls under, but can I get some sort of radar reading on anything that is nearby us?
Bessie, can you give us a scan?
Yeah. Bessie performs a quick scan of the surrounding area. There are no ship-like thermal readings that Bessie is detecting. But
Is there dust?
Bessie does notice that the ship has to use thermals to see anything right now.
Sick.
As in, there is actually something surrounding us. As in, it is not space.
Not empty space.
Can I either project a? Is there a way that I can like? We're in a spaceship. You can
We
tell
have a
me if this
light.
is cheaty, but like, can I change our like window panels basically to be like instead of optical light, thermal light, like IR?
I would say that's an extra module if you wanted to add it in.
Okay, well
We'll
I'm
work
gonna
on
do
it
that later because I like that.
But we, can
But
pull
we
it
do
up
have
in
something that reads thermal. Can I get some sort of thermal map of any sort?
Yeah, you do have a little display on your pilot's console that allows you to see varying sensors around the ship.
Okay.
You can see it. It looks, I mean, cloudy.
Do we have hull cameras?
That's what you'd be looking for.
I'd like to look at the rear-facing ones where our ion thrusters are.
Okay. Currently, I mean, you can see there's a slight glow. It's maybe a little more diffuse than normal. But there's definitely a slight blue glow around those thrusters.
So, space fog?
Should I go for a walk?
No. Well, Airy Leaf, you guys aren't getting anything from this?
Let me check. That's Psycraft, is that right?
I
It's
would
gonna
just
be
be
like
I mean, I
37.
haven't got anything. Leave.
You were close. It's 36.
That was a
Damn.
joke, Kyle. How did you roll a 36 on a D20? Are you sure that's a
I
D20?
rolled a 19, and I have plus 17 to Psycraft checks.
It's disgusting.
Well,
God. Tell him everything about this cloud, please. No.
if anything, you feel the presence of Eri and Satsi for sure. You absolutely know they are on the ship right now, and you kind of get the faint presences of every other being on the ship, including the dozens of bunnies that are still infesting the damn thing. You haven't rounded them all up yet, and there is it almost feels like you're in a field of static, just like static psionic power, but it's very faint. It's like trace amounts.
That's not ideal.
What do you have, Leaf?
Some kind of residual psionic static.
Oh,
Do you have an idea, Brick?
our sappy guy got blowed up and
Zen kind of
flying through him.
Zen kind of looks at a console and says, "Has anyone tried running a full compositional analysis on this stuff?"
Yet I wasn't sure we wanted it on the ship.
Obviously. What's that mean? Okay.
I guess we could.
Yeah, be my guest.
All right. Yeah. Do we have some kind of way of collecting a sample that does not require us to open a airlock?
Already.
I mean, in theory, you have missile tubes. You could
We
open
have
one
what?
up on one side.
We have what, Grant?
Missile tubes.
Does that mean what I think it means? We have a. Wait, you're saying that we can
We
just pop open a missile?
No.
And then just.
It's like
the firing tubes that the missiles.
firing
We have
tube.
nukes.
It's closed on one side, closed on the other. You can open up one side, suck some stuff in, close it again, and then you have a semi-controlled way of accessing
Oh,
it.
I see. I understand. I thought you were saying take the missile. The missile is EP. Take the missile.
The missile knows where it is, where it isn't.
I love that you all get that reference because it's a TikTok reference that normally Grant and like Kyle would not get. But the
Someone
last
sent it to
time
me.
we saw each other in person, I said that probably 50 times. So
Yeah. It's very jukebox day.
yes.
The missile.
So Brick will go and put on the rest of his suit just in case. And I'm assuming someone with actual skill and knowledge would be assisting him with this, and he'd stick his hand into the tube and get a sample.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand here and.
Okay. This is your first time actually walking into the missile bay.
Please be careful. She says as you guys walk out. Don't do anything stupid.
I mean,
So you-
Leaf and Brick perfectly
So
fine.
you walk into the missile bay past, your racks of literal nuclear missiles that are just waiting to be used if you ever need them, and
Brick
you
knows.
walk up to one of the loading tubes underneath where the automated arm would typically just shove a new missile into it. You open it up, and as you open this heavy blast door that would normally seal it shut, just this fine dark gray powder kind of just falls onto the floor actually, and you realize that this tube is almost half full of stuff. You're able to grab a sample, no problem.
Yeah.
Grab sample, close tube,
All right, the
Be
tube
sh-
closes.
Be sure to
and I'm
close
gonna.
tube.
I'm gonna actually use Farhand to kind of gather up all of the excess.
Brick
Let's
is
look for
smart enough.
Thaddeus.
For this time being, he takes off his glove that has the shield on it, or his full gauntlet, and just kind of sets it down for now.
Okay, you gather a decent sample. Yeah, how are you going to analyze this? Take this to the med bay where there's some lab equipment, I assume.
Give me 1 sec to remember what all we installed on this ship.
Self-destruct button. I know
I
that.
think we have like a full lab besides the medbay. Don't
I'm
we?
trying to remember if we. Yeah, I don't think we actually installed a full lab, did we?
Do you want me to?
I don't
hold
believe
on.
you did.
I can
I
pull
remember
up
we
the.
talked about it.
No, we didn't. We have a tech workshop and a medical bay.
That's what it was.
Tech workshop works, right?
I would say between the two, you would be able to kind of jury rig something that would allow you to analyze this.
We also have fancy medical equipment courtesy of the Martin. Scanner things.
Yep. All right. Well, whoever's going to do this, go ahead and roll me a computer use check, and then a knowledge physical sciences check. Or yes.
Grant,
You said computer use?
Mhm.
All right.
Yes.
while
Yes,
this
thank
is
you.
all happening, I just want to clarify. I still want the ship moving. I just
Yeah,
don't
you're-
want us going at warp speed. So we're not sitting ducks in the middle of this. I just want.
I activated the ion thrusters as soon as we.
I'm at the ready
Dropped out
to.
of work.
But...
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I'm still chilling in my pilot seat. I'm ready to get the fuck out of here if necessary.
I mean, if one of you wants to be, there is a literal turret on the top of the ship that has the, what is it? What did you guys call it? No, it's not the disco ball of doom. That's the other thing, the gyro laser. It's
the laser net.
The
Or
net,
laser net launcher.
net.
Yeah, the laser net launcher is a turret that one of you could climb up into and peer out into the nothingness if you wanted to.
Is Kai
Don't want me up there, Kai?
paranoid?
I mean,
Yes.
y'all are being
Actually-
incredibly paranoid, and I love it right now. So
As if I don't have reason. Jesus. Come on. Come on. Have we learned nothing? Let me. No, actually, I think, Ari, you can stay down here. I think we're fine for now.
Did you want the result of those
Hey,
rolls?
I'll be waiting.
yeah, what was the result of the computer use and then knowledge check?
26 and then 29.
Okay. You're able to suss out what this is pretty nicely, and you're even able to draw some decent conclusions. This has a lot of nickel iron in it, and a few other rarer elements, but this is raw materials that you are just passing through. And Leaf, you're able to deduce this is the stuff that would have made up a solar system potentially.
So we're
Uh,
in a nebula. We're learning about astronomy today. No.
You're in a particularly thick nebula,
Yeah.
and there's enough here that you can only guess at exactly what created it. But the fact that there hasn't been any fusion detected, you haven't detected any massive sources of radiation, and there are heavier elements here.
nickel
This-
and iron, that's supernova.
Yeah.
If I remember. Or is that stars? This
No,
is
it's
me not
supernova.
remembering.
That's past
Is-
regular stellar fusion. Pretty sure.
I don't remember if it ends at iron or if it irons the next one after.
Let me look it up. Hold on. Actually, well, Aiden's in the other room. Can I just message him? Hold on.
When in doubt.
What do stars make?
No biological residues though. No.
Actually, I was getting to that.
Okay.
There are biomarkers. There are complex carbons. There are definitely signs of life as you know that.
Grant.
As you know it.
What did you say was in it? Nickel and iron.
Nickel iron.
Nickel iron.
Is nickel and
Another
iron a
heavy
thing
elements.
that is nickel and you're on stream right now? Is nickel and iron a thing that that regular stars make, or is that only supernova?
Only high mass stars,
High
But-
mass stars.
Yep.
Excellent. Thank you.
but it doesn't have to be made of the supernova.
It doesn't have to be in a supernova. Okay, cool. We are in something right now. Thank you. I love you. Bye.
One or multiple planets got explodey.
You said complex carbon compounds?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't have to be a supernova though. Well, complex carbon
Uh,
compounds is different, but
So this used to be something and is no longer, rather than having almost been something.
interesting.
You're pretty sure that's a
I'm just
safe
rambling,
conclusion.
don't you guys worry.
What?
Me and Brick are just like, huh?
I'd like to save a sample of the raw version of this and then sterilize the fuck out of the rest of it.
Okay.
Are you telling us this? Kyle?
Narrating.
Leaf. Okay, you're narrating. Okay.
Narrating continuously.
I want
Mostly for dictation purposes, but I'll leave comms on.
I want to check something.
Mhm.
Grant. So I don't know how warp drive, like how the whole thing works, but in theory, in order to do warp drive, we need a pretty detailed map of the universe to know that we're not going to run into something, right?
That's Star Wars hyperdrive. Warp drive, typically you point yourself in a direction and you go.
Yeah, but
it's-
how does that seems like a bad method, because you could just drive yourself into a star, right?
You've got sensors for that.
Okay. Really? That's okay.
Wait,
So I was gonna
actually, we have
start
sensors that
coming.
can do that?
You can see a star coming. Okay.
Think very carefully before you say that. We're moving faster than the speed of light. If we can see the star coming, we can see into the future.
I was mainly just asking because I wanted to know if, like, in theory, like, if there was something that, like, if the warp drive worked in a way where we had some sort of map that it was based off of or something, then, like, or I don't know what it would be, some sort of, like, very distant sensor thing. I don't know.
Is where we are
But,
on any
like,
of the charts we have.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we would have known if there was supposed to be something here recently, or if we were, like, clear to go through, sort of thing.
Not that you are aware of.
Well, let's
And
make a note
really-
of our coordinates.
You can definitely make a note of your coordinates. You can also try to maybe cross-reference some of the star charts you found while you were exploring the ruins of the Trial of Darkness.
Oh, yeah.
Because ultimately, all you've been following are the coordinates that the Trackens gave you. They said, this is our star system, this is where you will find us. They didn't provide you a full star chart.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll take a look at the star charts then. I feel like I'm supposed to do navigation.
And,
Yes.
That's probably my job.
after sterilizing it, are we? How dead does this stuff feel?
It's very dead.
Cool. Because this is raw materials, we might want to take some more of this on board if we can.
No. No, I don't know about that.
Nickel iron could be useful.
I know, but I want to know what...
Zen,
Is
even
going
though
on.
he knows, you get the sense that he knows this is going to be an unpopular opinion with Kai. He does say, if we get enough of it, it could be valuable and it could help us also repair the ship, potentially. Raw materials are not something we're going to come by every single day we're out here.
Okay, fine. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we just like drag a bucket
I mean-
behind the ship.
Yeah, how do you guys propose that we do this?
It's gonna open an airlock
Missile
and just
tubes.
let it flow in.
I mean,
And
we
then
also
not
have
open the
missile
other
tubes
side.
that are a perfect catcher for these as well.
Or that we could put a bag over one of the missile tubes and just let it rip.
I mean, honestly, that's not the worst idea.
Fine. Okay.
Though, if I have learned
I'm-
anything from YouTube and science shows, is that the bag is probably going to explode when it's close. to the
Yeah, I
vacuum
don't like the
and
bag part, but I'll let you use the missile
That was just
tubes.
for the mess. I mean, I was still going to use it as an airlock. One end, then the other, scoop it out, close. One end, then the other, scoop it out, close. You know, I'm not an idiot. No offense,
Okay.
Nick.
Just like that Brick wants to go out there with a bucket.
Did you hear?
It's really good.
I do love that.
Over the course of the several hours that you are gathering this stuff, I'll leave it up to you how much you want to gather, because you have room for multiple tons of cargo if you wanted to put it on board the Dawnbreaker, and I will note you could sell it to someone at some point. Anyway,
How much can we carry?
I don't know. What was your current load? Because I do not
Our
remember.
current total cargo is roughly 16 metric tons.
I'm pretty sure you've got another 5 or 6 before your cargo base full up.
Grab like 3 tons of the stuff. We could have a lot of fun with this.
Kai is just like, Go ahead. And she's gonna walk out and go back to eating her breakfast. She's gonna be like, if you need me, I'm going to be with some bacon and eggs and toast.
I'm
Leaf
gonna
has a very
say,
terrible idea.
I'm gonna say while you're doing that, maybe you're looking over some of the images that you guys captured, Kai. Go
Like
ahead and roll that.
the nav stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bring those.
Go
with
ahead
me.
and roll. Yeah, go ahead and roll a navigation check to see if you can figure out where this is
That
and
is
cross-reference it.
that's the ship sheet. The ship sheet. Okay. Navigation. Oh my god, my navigation is so good. Okay, that's a 22.
22.
Yeah, and I didn't even roll that good.
You are almost certain that this area of space actually appears on that map that you found on the tapestry in the Trial of Darkness.
Cool.
This was roughly the location of twin solar systems, actually. A very strange phenomena cosmologically. They were very close to each other, practically orbiting each other, and you guess they could have even traded planets occasionally. Yeah, this is where roughly that was. And you also make note that those systems on the tapestry, when you take a closer look, it wasn't frayed where they are. There were actually gashes cut in to the tapestry where those were.
Oh, so the tapestry shows that it does not exist anymore?
It has been deleted.
All you can tell is that there are gashes that appear to have been cleanly cut from what images. Actually, you brought the tapestry with you, I'm pretty sure, didn't you?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they were cleanly cut.
See, our hoarder mentality is paying off.
All right. Okay, interesting.
All right, so over the course of that day, you guys managed to scoop up several tons of this stuff, and I'm sure Leaf and a few others start refining it in the tech workshop, because you can do that. And by the end of the day, you are able to kind of limp your way out of the rest of this nebula, and Kai, you receive a chirp on your communicator saying, hey, turbulence is over. We can re-engage full warp drive.
Great. I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna kick it back up to full speed.
All right.
With a 1.
You feel the ship's hull hum a little bit, and you notice on all of your external cameras just this fine film of dark gray just shudders off of it, just in a single pulse. And a moment later, you're back at warp.
Cool.
And we're gonna say the next few days kind of follow a similar.
Actually, no, I wanted to have a little meeting at some point too,
Okay.
because this is still the day after I had a little chitty chat, a little fireside and nighttime chat with Wads. So I wanna, I don't want that to go. I don't keep secrets from my team, unless it's about my past. No, not anymore. Everybody knows everything. But I guess when we I don't know when we do team check-ins, but today I guess it would be like after dinner, after y'all have pulled together as much nickel and iron as possible. And I'm a little salty
there's some
about
carbon
it.
mixed in.
What?
So there's some carbon mixed in.
There's some carbon mixed in.
Bit of hydrogen.
Okay, so team meeting. So we have our little gather on the little in the galley or whatever. All right. So, how many tons of this? I have a little notebook. How many tons
4.
of this stuff do we now have on board?
4.
Excellent. I hate it. Wait, what?
Also, just for players' sakes, I did add it to our
Thank you.
cargo list.
Brick's gauntleted hands are covered in a fine gray mist, or dusting of whatever the heck this stuff is.
Please don't get that.
Wash
Hey,
it
Aaron,
on
look
your-
at this.
You
No.
And he
should-
claps, and there's just like a cloud.
Break.
Satsi just kind of flinches and just goes,
Just making more work for Thaddeus.
I'm just holding my breath
What are you
until it
guys
clears.
doing in there?
Nothing.
I'll clean it up.
Oh, we gotta get him in.
You said that yesterday.
We gotta get him back to endurance. Anyway, we'll work on that.
I
I
died.
mean, we could always like
I
teach him
like
to
it.
like use a gun. Okay, never mind.
We gotta get him back home.
I appreciate the sentiment, Brick. I don't want to put a gun in that man's hand. It could go real bad. Real fast.
But yeah.
Brick,
What?
do you remember the first time you ever shot a gun?
Yeah.
Imagine if
Go.
I mean, pretty good.
Never mind. This is not gonna work.
Oh my god. Alright, and are the missile bays full of nickel and iron still, or can we actually
No,
use our defensive weapons?
thoroughly cleaned out and
Alright,
back in working order.
thank you.
Thank you very much.
I would hope. Anybody
Hey,
else
you
have-
didn't want nukes. I want them working.
Bad.
Anybody else have any updates to share? Anyone want to go first?
Party for the last time.
Yes, my son. What is it?
Can I do something other than clean torpedo tubes all day, please?
Like what? You can't dissect anything else.
I do have a new recipe I'd like to experiment on.
For what?
I believe you call them cookies?
Can you run the recipe by Bessie first?
Of course!
and Artie immediately rushes out into the computer room.
This is either going to be very good or very bad.
One of us may die.
I mean, I'll try anything,
No
man,
offense,
to be honest.
You say no offense? None taken. Again, I don't know how many times I have to reiterate. I love my little son, my little scary little son that would have murdered me in cold blood. But he's absolutely terrifying, and I will never eat anything that he gives me. And you know what? That's
Probably
okay.
smart.
Brick's mentality is that if he eats it, he won't wake up to him like standing over his bed one day.
I know I will wake up to that one day, and I'm being haunted by enough demons. I can add one more to the list. It's not going to make much of a difference, you know?
Oh no.
Oy.
Anyway, speaking of demons. No, I didn't say any of that in character. But, anybody have any updates besides Artie? No? Yes? Maybe?
I'm trying to remember if I do. It's been a while.
I'm getting harder to like mind zap. Right, Aaron?
What? What?
We've been like training and stuff, and you're like, oh, Brick,
Oh,
you're hard to like mess with your mind now. Don't remember that?
No.
Oh.
sorry, what?
I don't know.
Yeah, I've been having Ari like, mind zap me every day, and I'm getting better at it.
Amanda
I tried.
didn't know about this, so
I
that's why I'm
This is me justifying my feet. This is
Yeah.
what's happening.
Oh, okay. We've
okay.
just been training.
I have a
Aiden.
great idea.
Oh.
Yeah. Let Satsi have a go.
Yeah, please. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Brick, I need one morning to sleep
Honestly,
in.
don't know why I didn't think of that.
Satsi shrugs and then walks over and just places a hand on the side of your head. Yeah.
Unless she knows to spend more PowerPoints than necessary, it just fails.
I mean, she'll realize it's not working initially, and then you start feeling something really trying to happen. As soon as Brick makes a noise, she immediately backs away.
You can
Although you
Dang,
suspect
Brick.
not because you did anything, but because she doesn't want to hurt you.
I mean, I think Ari would be holding back on Brick too.
What do you mean?
But he doesn't know that. He doesn't want to hurt him.
It's all right. We're working on. I give him a little pat on the shoulder. We're working on it. We're working on it. It was pretty good. Anyway, It's a good job. All right. If there's no other updates,
I have
just kidding.
something that I don't think we talked about yet.
Mhm.
Yeah, I had a weird memory pop in while when we encountered that thing
Which
in
thing?
the Trial of
There's many.
Darkness.
Oh,
Yeah, Zappy dude.
that one.
Yeah, you know that 3 ring symbol we keep encountering?
We're the bad one.
Yeah, that one. I saw that like near like Earth space at some point in the past. Like, I have this memory of seeing that, like
On something?
yeah, like a battle or so. Like it is stored in my brain thing, data storage. It's I've got computers in my brain,
Yeah, but like, is it like a you
But, like,
memory or like a borrowed
It
memory?
feels a lot like a me memory. It feels like one of mine.
Okay.
And it feels real, and there was a ship, and it was like there was combat, and I think that might be that last big war on Earth. I think that these things have been on Earth before.
Oh.
Well,
What was your news?
well, it's topical. Wadsworth gave me a call last night.
Waddy? What?
Yeah, he decided to interrupt my beauty sleep. But
Anyone does that. He never waits for anything good.
You laughing, Grant? Kai needs her beauty sleep. She's gorgeous. Look at her. Look at me. Yeah, he decided to hollow project into my room in the middle of the night, which is a super fun way to get a phone call. But he basically said that he remembers these things. He doesn't remember like a lot. I don't know how I don't really understand how the whole like AI to like whoever Wads like really was, like how all that brain memory stuff works, but he said that he was able to access a memory, and he said he's encountered them before. Didn't have much more to say on that topic, but he's working on it. And I mean, Leaf, you know more about Watts than I do, but
I mean, if he remembers it, that's either from the original Admiral or something from my brain, so...
Wait, hold on a second. When was the last human war? You're talking about the one that's like 200, when we left 200 years ago, right?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, Leaf, my love, my darling, my sweetheart. You are not alive. How do you have a memory from 200 years ago? That's not yours.
I mean, yeah, it seems impossible, like, but it feels like one of mine.
Okay.
What?
I'm confused.
I mean, I guess if someone else had a similar enough brain, but like, how would it get into my implant?
I don't know. You and Wads have something weird going on.
What if it was their implant?
Secondhand implants aren't unheard of.
Wait, that's a thing.
How much black market dealing did you do?
I mean, these are, as far as I know, unique. Like,
That would do it.
they can't be implanted into adults. It kills you.
Okay.
Shit.
What?
I don't remember getting these implants.
You what? You don't remember
I don't remember getting the implants.
any of
But I
them?
don't- You don't like remember things?
I remember my childhood. I don't remember getting in.
Do you remember having implants while your memories of childhood?
I mean, uh, yeah, every memory I have them. And I would have had, because like, yeah, that's why they're illegal in all of Earth space. You can't get these as an adult, and it's illegal to give them to kids. You know, cybernetics, like, well, and also this thing here, I think suppresses psionic powers. It's, no one wants it. Yeah, I don't think anyone's had an implant like this in a long time.
I'm sorry. You seem to be a little too cavalier about this. Leaf, someone else's memories are in your brain, and you don't remember getting an implant that is in your brain.
I'm trying not to freak out about it.
I know. I'm sorry. I shouldn't. But okay. This is interesting.
I mean, Leaf is still Leaf. I can think about it as like,
Yeah, obviously.
it's cool.
But like, I'm just.
I don't remember a lot of things.
Yeah, you failed to tell me the last time I. Never mind. Not gonna answer.
Satsi just reaches over and pats Rick on the shoulder.
That's amazing.
I know, yes, Leaf is still Leaf. I'm just a little concerned for his brain. And
I've had them as long as I can remember.
I know you have, but like, that's
Am
not.
I hearing concerns regarding neurological
Artie,
incidents?
this is not the time.
Oh, we're good, buddy. Get back to your cookies.
Ooh, okay.
That sounded so cute. No.
That's amazing.
Oh. No, I think it's gonna be fine, and everything's gonna be fine, and we're fine, and we're good, and we're fine. It's fine. I just.
Hi.
Yes?
Oh. Well, did this Wadsworth person happen to.
You know.
You know what?
No, I don't. I know Wadsworth. I sure do.
He's our admiral.
I know who he is. Sorry, that was an
He is
Amanda
our-
blunder.
He's our commanding officer.
You're
You
good.
know.
To Aries' credit, they've maybe met once.
I have
Yeah.
had a lot more interactions with Wads than you have, and Leaf even more. So
All right, we're gonna rewind that. So
makes sense. No, you're good.
hi.
Little retcon.
So Wadsworth mentioned these beings before.
Yeah.
Did he happen to say anything about, I don't know, them being possessed people?
He honestly doesn't seem to know much. I don't know. This is the thing. I don't really understand how his memories work. It's like, I don't know. He's like Leaf, feel free to call me on any of this, but like,
yeah,
he's a computer, so he has to like
kinda.
access those memories like a computer accesses a file, right?
Most of them, yeah. I mean, his brain works basically the same as the human one, just like with a lot more,
Steps.
expanded.
Yeah.
Couldn't make it
Oh, yeah.
compact. But like he also has data banks and like he's got like memories and data, like stuff that came from the neural map works kind of like memories, except a little slower, I guess. It's like offloaded, and there's a lot of it, and stuff from, I mean, I guess basically the internet from Earth is just all in just a bunch of computer things. So like he's kind of half computer brain, half not quite human brain.
Yeah.
Like if he called it a memory, it's probably a memory.
Yeah, he called it a memory. He just wasn't able to remember much, and he's working on
That's weird.
trying to find the
Like
rest
he should
of
have
it.
total recall.
I guess.
For that matter, I should have total recall.
Hi. In this moment when Leaf mentions that Wadsworth should have total recall, you may make a retroactive sense motive check on Wadsworth.
That's fun.
What'd you get?
No, Kai's dice did me so good the last time when I really needed it, and they have decided to do me dirty. That's
Thanks, guys.
one.
The bill comes due.
Wadsworth was utterly unreadable.
Yeah, I know. I was tired and also thought he was my dad for a second. And so that was a lot.
I will give you this. I'm pretty sure there's a log somewhere.
Like a recording of it? We have cameras in our bedrooms? That's a little weird.
No.
No, we have
there is
comms.
there is a log of transmissions.
Oh, true.
And Bessie does record everything.
Hate that.
Everything.
What are you hiding, Bruce?
Zen, who is the chief security officer of this thing, just gives you a bit of a look and says, "Do I need to do a spot check on your bunk? Do I need to do a spot check and make sure there aren't any explosives or random experiments of the brick nature back there that may burn a hole in the hull plating?"
No,
definitely
no hole burning
Burn a hole through me in the middle of the night because I sleep in the bunk under you?
No, definitely not.
Please do a spot check.
Nope.
I'll do a spot check.
Maybe later. Can you, to Zen, can you pull up that recording of the conversation I
Yeah,
had?
of course.
Excellent.
It takes Zen a couple of moments, and he seems puzzled because he's trying to figure out where it is. And after some struggling, he says, "The Admiral tried to hide it, but here it is." And he plays one side of the conversation, everything the Admiral said. And
That's very nice. You respect my privacy.
And those of you who are there can make a sense motive check on him whenever Kai points out he's answering a question
Can I
or telling her something.
can I try again?
20.
Sure, you can. Kai can try again too.
Yuck.
Oh, that's much better.
9. Doesn't matter. Here you go.
30, 20, 9, 13, and and the voice stress analyzer would work for Leaf on this one.
It makes perfect sense that I did so bad with sense motive because it is a wisdom-based skill, and I have a -1 in that, so that's 12.
Well,
Oh, that might make it 15.
okay. Brick, and I will say Leaf because Leaf knows Wadsworth the best out of all of you. You both recognize that while Wadsworth never lies in the entire conversation, he is entirely sincere and honest. He is definitely leaving some stuff out.
I feel like he remembers.
I asked him pretty direct questions, though. Sorry, I interrupted Brick. It's not like lie of omission kind of. It is a lie of omission.
Lies of omission,
God.
at most.
Damn it.
I think he knows more than he's like letting on.
That would be like him.
God. Sorry, I'm trying to
It
find
just might
music.
not be like a bad thing. Maybe he's like trying to figure stuff out. I don't know.
Yeah,
Or
but
there's...
Jesus, I really thought he was gonna finally level with me on something.
You certainly can challenge him on it.
I did.
You are the cap. Challenge him
something
again.
that shouldn't be said out loud.
Could be
That's-
that. Yep.
The other thing I can think of, and Zen just makes pointed eye contact with you. Some things people just don't want to talk about.
Okay, but listen. Wadsworth is okay. It's first of all, it's different. Second of all, he's just okay. I get it, but like he calls me up in the middle of the night and he's like, "Okay, it's time to level with you guys. You guys are on the bleeding edge of this. You're at huge risk and blah blah blah." And like, obviously these things are fucking dangerous. And I think that he finally respects me enough as a captain to tell me what's going on, and of course he doesn't. Of course he doesn't. It's fucking Wadsworth. He's never told me shit.
Okay, just to playing devil's advocate here. I know I'm going to get beaten for it at some point, but
Brick's ready.
how often during the Resistance did we tell everybody everything that was going on? How often?
Well, not often.
How mu-
But did we tell the people that were in? First of all, not often because I barely knew half of it. So
Did
It's better when
Jules
asked.
need to know? Did Jules need to know that there were exactly what were in the crates that she was keeping an eye on? Did Betty and Bob need to know exactly why they were trailing so and so? No, it was safer for them if they didn't.
yeah, but
Maybe
the
it's
people
safer for
who the people who were holding the guns on the front line should probably know what they're shooting at. And if it's gonna
But they-
turn around and take the gun and kill them before they have a chance to shoot.
but they don't need to know the whole battle plan.
This
And they
round
don't need to know-
is keeping.
And they don't need to know every single detail.
I need to know details. Because I need to keep you guys safe. What were you gonna say, Leaf?
Well, I guess we'll just have to trust that if it was something like that, he'd tell us. And if not, we can be pissed at him later. If we survive.
I've always wanted to kick the shit out of a computer.
Well, you do have several dozen light years to go before you can, but I'm sure
Well, I
you'll get
mean,
the opportunity
there's
after
some more.
Kai takes her turn.
Yeah.
I don't want to just... Whatever.
Well, I mean, we got each other, and we're gonna be smart about it. It'll be okay.
And for the record, I'm 100% behind you. I think it's bullshit that he didn't say everything he could have, but there's another perspective.
Okay.
Hmm?
Did you perchance tell Wadsworth about me?
No, of course not.
I don't know if I know him very well, but I think I would prefer that to stay between us for now.
No, I don't. I barely tell Wadsworth anything about myself. No, don't worry.
Okay.
We're good.
Thank
Although
you.
apparently he did figure something out because certain robot hold on you slightly.
Okay, Artie's different. Artie loves to... Well, my son. My sweet son. Nobody
I
tell
pulled
him
up the
anything.
I pulled up the scholarly article, by the way. It's quite something.
I don't know what he wrote it from. He doesn't know any. I didn't tell him any details.
Whatever
Although
it is,
apparently
it's 300
Watts
pages
was.
long.
Yeah. Oh, 300. That's great. Wow. Apparently-
Impressive for only a day.
Apparently, Wads wants details on it, though, which is so fun and ironic. You heard him. The recording is, still there. He wants all details on my death and resurrection, and the demon that we fought, and all that jazz, of which I will not be giving him.
I mean, it sounds to me like you got a bargaining chip.
Yeah. I have several bargaining chips, one of, and I look at Ari, I will not be giving away. But, yeah, if he wants information, then he's gonna have to give us a little bit more of his own. Because I am a little pissed off.
You're all the way, Captain.
Anyway, I guess if anybody else has any updates,
Food's been improving.
it has.
Satsi kind of just shrugs and says,
You're doing great.
Uh,
But I guess that's it for tonight.
all right. And all of you turn in for the evening, and I'm gonna do a little bit of a time lapse here. The next few days kind of pass a little bit more quietly than this day did. And after about a week total of traveling, you receive the alert from the ship's computer that you are approaching your destination. And I assume everybody ends up on the bridge at some point.
Yeah.
All right. You all ended up on the bridge, and the ship brings itself out of warp right next to a planet. And as you feel the Dawnbreaker's warp pylons settling back into the hull and lock themselves into place, you find yourselves looking down on what appears to be a desert world. Its rocky surface has sporadic patches of blue and green scattered all over it, and there are vast swaths of swirling sand stretching between them. Almost immediately, a proximity alert starts chirping.
Oh
And
no.
you notice on the ship's scopes another vessel is approaching you. It's long, with a forked hull at its front, and while you definitely can tell it's armed, Zen points out a lot of weapon systems that you don't even recognize. Those weapons are not trained on you yet. You do notice, however, that they are active and that they have raised their shields. Your comm
Which is
system
quite
starts
reasonable.
Your comm system starts beeping, and you have an incoming message.
I'll put it up on the main screen.
Yeah.
Unidentified vessel. This is Marshal Demora of patrol ship Kislarom. We require you to submit to a boarding inspection prior to landing. Hold your vessel steady and ready your starboard airlock. We dock presently.
Hold on. No, wait 1 second.
The communication channel shuts off before you can respond.
That's-
And this patrol craft continues to approach.
Cool. I hate that. That's a scam. If anyone called me up on the phone and said that, that's a scam. You don't just say, that's not how you, I hate this, and I'm like, opinions?
I mean, to be fair, we did just jump into their system with, you know,
They invite people to their system. The dragon said this is a trading ground. Is it not?
Satsi kind of just raises a hand
Yes, my love.
and then writes out in her notebook that she keeps bringing out all the time. Marshals equals law.
Yeah, but like,
And
I
then
g-
kind of puts in air quotes, good guys.
hey,
And then
you know what?
shrugs.
Once they're on our ship, if we don't like them, that's what the other airlock's for.
no, I totally understand. I'm totally fine with people boarding the ship that are gonna like check it out and make sure that like we can land and we're not gonna bomb the planet. That's totally fine. I get it. I've been through checks before. I've been to TSA. You can, Grant, on your downtime, you can think of what TSA means in this universe. Because it's sure not, we're getting on planes.
It's actually STA, Starport Transit Authority.
Excellent. I've been to STA, but like, that did not feel like a regular, hi, time to like bring your car in to get it checked out. It's very easy for someone to impersonate the good
You
guys.
receive another message. This one is entirely text. Essie displays it across all of your screens. Comply immediately.
I answer
Look, am I
back.
arming the nukes? Or are we letting them board?
No, I want to send another message. Basically, requesting, what would it be, like, badge information or, like, ship in, like, info that would, like, that marshals would have. You know what I mean? Requesting, if you ask a policeman for his badge.
Ship identification.
Yes.
Okay. Instead of just basic comms, this time a video appears. And you find yourselves, not quite face to face, but looking at the scaly reptilian, long snouted and toothy face of what appears to be a very burly looking being. and they have on a uniform. And that uniform has some sort of insignia that Satsi just kind of scribbles out and points to marshals. And they say, "This is your final warning. Comply, or we will engage you."
Okay, listen, relax. First of all, a little abrupt, I would say. We just got here. We're not raising anything.
One of
Don't
your
worry.
vessels has
Listen.
already fired upon us within the last several rotational cycles. You will comply.
That's important
What vessel?
information.
They pause for a second, then glance and just jerk their head in your direction. You receive a data feed. And the data feed is an image. You pull it up, and you recognize the silhouette of Starship Thunderous Ascent.
Fucking shit.
Yeah, that sounds like them.
Fuck. Okay. That is.
We're complying now.
Yeah, full. We are totally okay with full compliance. I would like to explain before you hop on the ship. They are part of our fleet. However, we have very good intel that says that is not being piloted by our
They were compromised.
comrade. Yeah, they've been compromised. We do not intend to do any of what that we are here for trade. So come on aboard. That's fine. And I take down the shields.
The marshal does not respond. As soon as you take down the shields, the visual feed cuts. And that ship comes alongside you. And as it does, Zen just surreptitiously feeds you a sensor feed of what that ship has. And it's got capital ship level weaponry on something that is roughly your ship's size.
Great.
If this thing chose to take a bite out of you, you would feel it.
Yeah, obviously. Just as everybody's on the bridge, right? Put anything obvious away. Concealed weapons, keep on you, please.
I got my gun.
And I'm gonna go and open the front door for them.
Rick is standing directly by Kai as this happens.
Yeah, and I'm bringing,
Artie
I'm
pokes
leaving.
their head out of the med bay and says,
Oh, are we having guests? Shall I prepare some tea?
Artie,
Oh, back to your room, buddy.
Artie, you're staying in the med bay until the end of this interaction. That is an order.
Oh, okay.
It's fine. And I'm leaving Leaf.
Am I locking the door?
Yes. Please. If I ask you to open it, open it. And you are going to pretend, and you're going to pretend like you're a robot that is like not sentient at all, okay? You're going to do great. I love you.
That requires acting.
You can do it. I believe in you. Okay, close the door.
Aw.
And
Stage fright.
as the door closes.
and Leaf, if it's okay with you, I'm gonna ask you and Zen to stay in the, and Sasi, stay in the bridge.
Yep, and I signal Bessie to activate all of the recording equipment.
Thank you.
Okay, all of that is done. You are ready at the airlock.
Every time you
It
get pulled
opens.
over, you should record. Anyway, that's just good
It
life
opens.
advice.
And every single being who steps through the airlock is different. There are 3 of them. One is disturbingly familiar. They are large, quadrupedal, with a muscular body, and a cross between that seems like a cross between reptilian and avian. And they have this narrow horned head.
Is this a
They
bird
have-
tar?
A living one. Their
Kai-
slit eyes size each of you up, and they just nod, and you're pretty sure they just give you a reassuring smile.
You two are like right behind Kai. Arian Brick.
Mhm.
Okay, I
On,
back
like,
up a
either
step
side.
and kind of bump into the 2 of you, but then kind of right myself very quickly.
Yeah.
The middle being is the one you spoke to. They are definitely reptilian, heavily muscular, and have a long, toothy, flat snout and clawed hands resting on their hips. And the last, you recognize this species. They're a Jannar. and they have the normal mottled orange and brown skin, and they're just standing at attention. The center humanoid sizes the three of you up, then turns to their companions before speaking to you. Which of you is the vessel's commanding officer? Is it you? They say, turning to you, Kai, who were the only person who's spoken to them.
Yes. Yes, my name is Kypris Meliana, commander of the Dawnbreaker, part of a mission Endurance.
I will speak with you while my deputies inspect your vessel. Your crew may accompany them if you wish,
Yes,
but
please.
they may not interfere.
That's fine.
Do you have
I'll
an...
accompany?
Brick and Airy. I'm gonna have
I just
accompany the two
nodded.
of them.
Gotcha.
Do you have an office or meeting space we can use?
We can hang out in the galley.
Very well. And the two...
I have already forgotten, but Kai, where did you want leave?
In the bridge.
Gotcha.
Just in case, need to take evasive action. Also, really quick, Zach Monty 96 just followed us, so thank you so much, Zach Monty. Welcome to the arcade. Hope you're enjoying
Welcome.
our content, but you may continue, Grant.
All right. Well, the other two marshals start just walking toward the back of the ship. They seem to be heading toward the quarters area. I'm assuming Brick and Airy are escorting them.
Yeah.
And we've warned everybody they're coming.
Okay. Sounds good. You might have heard kind of a scream, a muffled scream from Thaddeus at some point. Do Airy and Brick say anything to these two beings that are touring their ship?
Aries just watching them very closely.
Okay. The really big one, the bird tar, just kind of glances at the two of you and says, "So, you been in these parts very long? Interesting ship you've got here."
I mean, yeah, we kind of heard that like a lot.
Yep. Aries socially awkward, doesn't it?
Well,
Yep.
I'm not necessarily going to be able to fit down this corridor, but my friend Amit here will check things out. Zadar, by the way, it's good to meet you. Marshal Zadar.
Brick. Just Brick.
It's good to meet you. It's good to meet you. What, forgive me for potentially being rude, but what species are you, out of curiosity?
What's
I'm
Oh, okay. I'll just be like, humanoid.
Interesting word. Must derive from a base word. I am what we call Kedasin. We're from an interesting planet. I hope one day you get to meet it.
Bird tar. You're wrong, Grant. I should know. One killed me.
Meanwhile, while this specific marshal is actually trying to be friendly, or at least trying to talk to you guys, their boss takes a seat at one of the tables, and just kind of sizes you up, Kai, and starts asking questions. And they have like a data pad that they seem to be entering all of this into.
Bessie's recording everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And presumably streaming interesting tidbits to me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Also, yeah, I imagine before I left, I told Leaf, also, if you want to do any scans on anything in the area, feel free to do that, including their ship and the planet.
We'll record the full data feed from all of the external scanners, but without like activating any active scanning. Purely passive logging.
Cool.
I don't feel like probing their ship while they're on ours.
Okay, so this head marshal starts by asking, "Who exactly are you people, and what are you doing in this part of space?"
First of all, Zach Monty, thank you. I said bless you. Okay, now as Kai. We are part of Endurance. It's a colony ship mission from Earth. And I'm gonna give the coordinates because Kai would know that. In the solar system at coordinates. Blah, 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 blah. We are not currently working on that mission, I would say. Our main colony ship is off kind of doing its own thing, and we have been invited by some track-ins to come check out your planet. We heard it was a nice hub for trade and things like that. While the Endurance mission is the thing that we are ultimately working for, we are also just kind of working for ourselves. So.
Very well. What is your cargo?
Mainly... Hold on. I'm gonna pull up the sheet.
Noodles.
Pool noodles. Bunnies.
We've got, we've got, I mean, besides the regular stuff, you know, medical equipment, some tech equipment, some various, artifacts and things that we've traded for in the past from, other excursions, booze, if you want any. I don't know how your import-export laws are, if you have any, like, don't bring oranges into California. Anyway, and lots of pool noodles.
You get kind of a look from the marshal when you say pool noodles, but they shake their head and just keep typing.
Some raw material. Nothing crazy. Some land vehicles.
They tap a couple of buttons, pull up a image of Thunderous Ascent next to what appears to be a
Trinket Drivers.
next to what appears to be a scanned schematic of the ship, and just place the tablet on the table, turn it around so you can see it right side up, and push it over to you. What can you tell me about that ship?
Well, I told you most of what I know already. When I'm looking at the schematic, does it look any different than when I saw it last? Is there any damage to it? Is there any, like...
Make a spot check.
I will.
And while you're doing that, Leaf, are you doing anything in particular?
I mean,
Aside from
keeping
listening?
an eye on scans and listening to both sets of conversations, which I think is keeping me fairly well occupied.
Okay. The marshals have moved down into the cargo bay, and you actually see the Jannar kind of take a step back as Wonder kind of snarls at them from a corner.
Oh, he's trained. It's cool, man.
I wouldn't put your fingers in front of his mouth, though.
Well, no, and I did throw Wonder a ration pack.
Do either of you warn them about T0DD?
I forgot about Todd.
I did too.
I did too.
I didn't, but I'm not there.
Yeah.
If they get close, without anyone mentioning it, I think I'd ask Bessie to put on a like to play what like a standard warning as they enter the door, as they get close to that door.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So what was Kai's result for that?
16.
16. There are some minor modifications. No battle damage. You notice that there seem to be some minor modifications to the ship's warp pylons, and you're pretty sure the shield emitter system looks a little different.
Okay.
Aside from that, it is the Thunderous Ascent. You can promise that you can 100% guarantee that.
Yeah.
And I would also say, from your just general knowledge of this ship and the fact that you've probably been studying it, you are fully aware of her capabilities.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've told you most of what I know about the ship. It is not mine, although it is from a similar fleet. But like I said, and I'm sure you know of the firepower already if it's been firing on you. But as I've said, we are fairly certain that that ship is not under the control of anything that knows what endurance is and is working for our mission, which is of peace. We are not interested in taking over anything. We are interested in finding an empty planet that no one has claim to and making ourselves a home, and also just meeting some people on the way. We do not fire first. I know Thunderous Ascent would not fire on marshals, let alone a trade planet. So
the marshal leans forward and kind of locks eyes with you and
I was gonna say, well, okay, I'll ask after he does this.
Yes, and locks eyes with you and says, "You implied it is not your crew. What do you mean by that? Be specific."
Did you get any transmissions from the ship? You contacted us, right?
Correct.
Okay, so you contacted them. What'd you get in return?
Weapons fire.
Nothing else?
You can make a sense motive check on this character if you would like to. They're not saying anything.
God, that's so bad. It's like, oh God, damn it! It's like it's a non-natural 1.
Oh no!
Because I got a 2, but I have a -1.
Oh my God!
So
no.
Yeah, obviously I'm getting nothing.
Yeah, no, you're.
Okay.
They're not saying anything, and they're giving nothing away.
Listen, there are people on board that ship, I am fairly certain, that are part of our crew. I do not think they are in control, and I do not think that whoever fired on you is in control of themselves. It is complicated.
Are you saying this is a hostage situation?
Kind of, yeah. I don't know what else you want me to say. We're dealing with it. We have, as I've said, a fleet of starships. I was told by my commander to allow one of the other starships to deal with it for now because they were going to get here before me. Apparently they didn't. Maybe they did. I don't know. Maybe they're working on it. But I don't have anything else to tell you.
Okay. The marshal just watches you.
Great. I watch him.
Sure.
And I'm going to say... But listen. I want to know as much about what's going on that ship as you do. Because, clearly, the starship that was supposed to be going there either didn't get there in time or is having some trouble. And I think we are going to have to step in at some point. So I would really, really appreciate it if you would just tell me what the fuck happened between you guys. Because you, for sure, are holding something back. And I just would love to know what that is so I can make sure that they never try to kill you again. And I would like to do some sort of persuasion check for that. What is that? Do we have
diplomacy?
Diplomacy.
Yeah. In this version, yes.
Yeah. I upped my diplomacy today.
Level up.
And I didn't even need to because I was a natural 20.
Okay. This means I have to change an entire thing I was going to do, but okay.
Sorry.
It's okay. The marshal kind of narrows their eyes and then stands. Our craft will escort you to a landing pad. You may not leave until you resolve this situation with your other vessel. I would normally impound your vessel.
I don't have contact with the other vessel.
And charge you a fine for your own people's misdeeds. However, seeing as you have an interest in stopping them, I will forego that for the time being. But you will follow us to the settlement.
That's fine, but I don't know what you want me to do. I have told you it's a hostage situation, of which there's kind of one way to resolve that, and it's to go and, like, get on the ship and deal with it. So I don't know how you expect me to do that from your planet.
Your vessel landed on this planet, not far from our settlement.
Wait, it's here?
It is. We have not been able to approach due to the sheer amount of firepower that vessel is able to produce. It is beyond anything that your paltry armament would be able to match.
Okay, relax. First of all, I think we can deal with it.
Talk about my baby like that.
Yeah, don't talk about my baby. First of all, relax. I understand. I know exactly how many weapons you have on your ship. Don't worry. I know exactly how many weapons I have on my ship. Don't worry. I know exactly what Thunderous Ascent has. I know who is on board Thunderous Ascent, and I know at least more than you do what's going on. So, lead us in, and I'll deal with it. Okay?
They don't say anything. They pick up the data pad, tap a few buttons, and then say, the weapons on your vessel would be able to damage ours. A salvo from this ship brought our shield power below 50%. You would not be able to do that. And your technology as it stands, as our scans told us on this ship, would not be able to do that.
Well, I don't understand why that matters, because am I going to fire on your ship? I never said I had any plans to listen, relax. I never had any plans to do that. I have told you how many times now that this was not us. I'm doing you a favor.
You will not be doing yourself a favor if you go and engage that ship directly. That is the point I am making.
Don't worry.
You will follow us, and we will sort things out on the ground, where we may have more information than we do up here.
And I just kind of gesture to the door. After you.
They go and wait for their crew, who are still downstairs, about to introduce themselves to T0DD.
Oh boy.
Yes.
Really quick before that. That was fun. That was tense. Really quick before that. Vorpal, Space D&D, yeah, hell yeah, let's go. And Swiss Salamander was wondering if we want to hear a spell idea. Yes, please.
Absolutely.
We do like weird tech magic spells, but like I would love to hear. And go for it.
Down in the cargo bay, an alarm does play. Caution, do not enter without authorization, as these marshals walk into the module that T0DD has set up as their shop. And your favorite slightly homicidal robot approaches the window and says,
"Is it?
Greetings, new beings. How might I assist you today? Can I provide you with repair or sales services?"
We forgot about Todd.
Do I hear that through comms?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
I just as I'm walking out with the marshal, it's just kind of under my breath just go, motherfucker.
You just hear it. You just hear your comms. I got this. And then just like, I'll just patch through to T0DD's comms thing and be like, these are marshals. They are authorized to inspect.
Please provide authorization code for inspection routine.
We would have those, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
Can we roll for
You,
that?
you have them for Bessie at least. I don't know if you've got them for T0TT.
Can I
I
roll
mean-
to see if I have that?
Random birthdays and I don't know.
Sure. What is that? What am I rolling?
Let's just do a straight up D20 roll.
Yeah, okay. It's a 14.
14? You remember it just in time as the marshals are about to walk behind the counter.
I just say into comms really quick. Brick, Eric, please give them the code of 127936.
Puts it in like real quick. Or yeah, whatever.
E0DD slumps over completely powered down.
Good job.
All right. The other two marshals finish their inspection. They seem relatively pleased, although one of them does stop by the med bay and meet the Jannar kind of taps at the door and says, "I will." Or sorry, hold on. Where's the thing?
I will need to see in this room. Please unlock it.
I apologize for anything you see in there. Ignore the robot.
Did Kai hear that?
Am I here?
I mean, the airlock's nearby. Yes.
I'm just gonna turn to the marshal and just be like, listen, we have a robot on this ship that is under my control, and he's fine, and I'm gonna go deal with that right now, okay? And I walk away before they can answer.
There is a genuine look of fear in Brick's eyes as he's putting in the code to unlock the med bay.
I also meet
Very
that fear.
bracing himself.
The door opens and Artie is just standing there, stock still, and says,
Greeting.
Greetings, I am totally a non-sentient robot. How may I assist you today?
Artie, did you finish baking those cookies?
I give you a look that is just like, that was the worst thing. I just full panic of like, okay, we're doing this now.
Ooh, cookies! I need them. Error. Yes, I have been working on the cookies. Yes.
I just looked at Kai and I'm like, I'm sorry.
It's okay, it's fine.
Would you like me to serve them to our new guests?
No, not right now.
No, we're good.
They're
They're
probably
full.
too hot.
Of course. I hope you have a nice day.
And I turn to the other two marshals and I'm like, and you've seen everything you need to, right?
they exchange a look and just kind of nod and start walking back to the area.
Great.
Okay, and with that, the marshals return to their ship, and it just takes up an escort position next to Dawnbreaker. And you
Okay.
receive a flight plan.
All right. As I walk back to the bridge, I give a little knock on the door and I'm like, Artie, sweetie, you did such a good job. Love you. And then I walk back to the bridge and I sit down in the pilot's chair and y'all are there and I'm like, okay, we have a situation. Leaf, I'm sure you've heard it.
Yeah.
Do not know if the rest of you have been filled in yet. Thunderous Ascent is on this planet, and that's a problem for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
Also, they don't seem to like us. They seem to like you guys.
I mean,
I don't
gesture
like
to Brick and
like
Airy.
us.
I mean, the bird guy was kind of nice.
I don't trust him yet.
Okay, never mind. Sorry.
It's okay.
You can make your own choices, Brick.
What?
But I don't trust
I
him.
can't.
Actually, run him by me first.
You're
Okay.
a fully realized creation. Run it by me first. Yeah, this is apparently going to be more than a fun little trading stop.
I mean, like, they saved us like a little bit of time. Think about it.
I guess. All right. And I, do the little thing to take up a escortee position.
Okay.
I keep shields down. I don't want to suggest that we are doing anything nefarious. And,
Okay.
yeah, this is gonna be interesting.
Yep. Then the last scene I will leave you on is you begin to descend toward the planet and following the Marshall ship as you go through its atmosphere. And they bring you in over the desert wasteland. And they appear to be heading toward a low, craggy mountain range. They pass over it, and for just a moment, you lose them as Dawnbreaker flies over the peaks of some of these mountains. On the other side, the view broadens into a valley, and nestled at its center is what appears to be a settlement of some kind. It's a spattering of buildings of all styles, from off-white adobe-type desert homes to more industrial corrugated metal of workshops and small warehouses. A few arid plants seem to rise above the buildings, and what appears to be shade cloth stretches across many of the streets and squares. The Marshal's ship comes to a stop, hovering next to what appears to be a vacant landing pad at their starport. You can assume they want you to land there. Your comm system alerts you to an incoming message from the surface.
Starship Dawnbreaker, this is Anopsis 4 Starport. Please land at the indicated pad. Your maintenance representative will meet you once your ship is secure.
What do you do?
I land as indicated.
I fire the nukes.
It
definitely
is such a
don't.
good thing that I keep those deactivated.
I'm kidding.
Everyone explodes.
Right.
Mission over.
You all just see the face of an intrusive thought crossing Brick's face. As the ship begins as the ship begins to land in this landing pad, and you see the walls of the surrounding the surrounding landing pad starport space kind of surround your vessel. You touch down.
Forgot to tell you guys. We can't leave until we deal with Thunder's Ascent.
Were we planning to?
No.
Oh yeah, want to leave?
Glad we're all on the same page.
As you say that, you notice that from the almost Adobe-style walls, a series of ports open, and a bunch of projectors pop out, and they all light. And barely perceptible against the blue sky above, you can see what seems to be a restraining field.
They do not trust us. Fair enough.
All right, and you shut down the Dawnbreaker and start getting ready to disembark. Welcome to Anopsis 4.
Ooh.
That music hit. Oh!
Ooh.
Spooky. All right. And we
Okay.
will stop it there for today. Okay. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody, for the beginning of Mission 5 of our D&D in Space campaign. If you're new here, yes, this is Mission 5. We've been playing this for like a year and a half now. Holy shit. And we there are many other missions that are all archived over on my YouTube channel. If you go to the About section and click on my face, it will take you there, and you can check it out. But thank you guys all so much for joining us today and for watching. Thank you to our lovely Game Master Grant for weaving such a wonderful story and letting me yell at him when I'm when he's an NPC that I'm annoyed at. Always so fun. And thank you to my wonderful, wonderful party mates, Kyle, Mac, and Amanda, for being just the best people ever to play D&D with. As far as Grant just put a Discord link because he is super on top of everything. We have a Discord. If you want to join the Astronomy Arcade Discord, check out that link. We hang out, have a good time. And you will get notified when we go live next. Shout out to our followers, our new follow, Zach Monty 96. Thanks again for joining the arcade. If you are new here, you should follow. You'll get notified when we go live. Hang out, have a good time. As far as the rest of the week goes, week's over. So next week, I am actually only going to be here on Monday because me and Kyle are going to Alaska. Woo! Woo! But so on Monday, I'm finishing up playing a second playthrough of Oxenfree, which is an amazing little indie game. It is so good. It is so fun. Gotta come by. It's really great. But you guys should hang out then. And then I'm taking basically a full week off, and we will be back with astronomy streams the Wednesday after that, which is the, hold on, sorry, 1 second, the 12th, and then we'll be back with another episode of D&D Space on the 13th.
In space.
Yeah, I think that is about it. Does anybody else have anything? No?
This is going to be a good one.
It is going to be a good one. I am terrified. All right. Bye, everyone.